and you can combine these and create new things, etc., etc.
Will AI replace your job?
Answer is, I don't think so. In the era of AI, the winner is not going to be who creates faster, but who creates meaning and something meaningful.
To develop your next big idea, you have 6 steps.
Yes, inspiration doesn't come. You need to create. This is where creativity is going to be. Not to connecting these 2 points, but by connecting these points.
That's an aha moment.
That's an aha moment.
クロスリグ101始まります。今日のテーマは AI 時代のクリエイティブ戦略です。今日は3つのトピックでお届けします。1つは伝わる情報の作り方。2つ目は思いつく人になるための6つのステップ。そして3つ目はピクトラインのこれからです。なんと皆さん今日はですね、メキシコからゲストをお呼びしました。エドワルド・サレスさんという方で、ピクトラインというこれ世界で注目されているビジュアルメディアを作った人なんですよね。で、もうニューヨークタイムズとかでも絶賛されていて、Google とかナイキとかの、広告のクリエイティブディレクターを経て、なんと20代で創業して、本当に注目されてます。で、このメディアについて聞くことはもちろんなんですが、クロスリグの皆さんも、会社でアイディアとか求められると思うんですね。いろんな新しい事業を立ち上げるとか、あるいは今のビジネスとどう変えていったりとか、このアイディアの発想法もこの新進系のクリエイターに聞いてみたいと思いますので、その辺も深掘りしていきたいと思います。So, Eduardo Sales, welcome to our show.
よろしくお願いします。
Oh, you speak Japanese?
日本語まだあまり得意じゃないです。英語いいです。
英語いいですか？
はい。ありがとうございます。
So, why do you speak Japanese? Why can you speak Japanese?
Oh, because
Yes.
I'm right now I'm learning. I'm
You're
trying to learn Japanese. I really like the language, so I'm trying to improve and be better into it. Yeah.
And you're from Mexico.
I'm from Mexico. Yes, that's
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Oh, muy bien, gracias. Oh, Spaingo.
Yes. So tell me us about Pictoline.
Yes. So Pictoline is a company that we start at 2015. So me and my other associate, Gustavo Guzman, we started in Mexico. And the idea was quite simple. That is like we want to use illustration and animation and other kinds of visual formats to deliver information.
I see.
And we believe at the time that image can deliver information like faster and in other ways that maybe in that time text cannot do, right? So yeah, like that was the idea. Very very simple at the moment, and suddenly it started like growing like so fast, like started growing on social media.
And I heard you won the Emmys.
Yeah, well, we. I would say like we, because
Okay.
obviously that's an achievement, like a lot of people were involved. But yeah, like we create this TV series called La Vida Secreta de tu Mente, that was in Spanish, The Secret Life of the Mind, based on a scientific book. So yeah, like this people think like in a way the things Pictoline do with illustration and animation on digital, to take it to create like a TV series about a scientific topic and also have like this kind of rewards. Yeah, that was really cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And exciting news that you're launching a Japanese edition of Pictoline.
Yeah. We are very excited to
Yes.
that. Like we are opening Pictoline Japan actually here in Japan, and it's not just gonna be like a translating content. We're gonna create like a new content. We're gonna create like a whole new universe just for Japan. So yeah, we're gonna be really excited about
Exciting.
that. Yeah.
So today's talk will divide it into 3 parts.
Okay.
So number 1, creating information. So this is an example of Pictoline's Instagram. Could you elaborate on this? What's this about? It's about hantavirus?
Yes. This was like a recent news, right?
Yes.
Like, about what happened on about this break of the virus, right? So basically, what we're trying to do here is we are taking like the principle, the most important parts of the story, and creating that like a visual narrative. So it's, if you want to know just in a glance what is happening, right? Because obviously when this kind of news start like popping up everywhere, we start thinking like, oh my God, what is happening, right? Like I hear something about that. I see like somebody's talking about that, but I haven't have time to do it. So what we're trying to do here is that you have like a snapshot of information, so you can quickly know like what is happening.
So it's mostly one photo, one illustration,
yes.
not like 5 or 10.
Exactly.
I see.
And the idea is like obviously we always include like the source of where the information is coming from, so you can also go to the source. But the idea is that people can have this, and from then obviously if they want to know more or they want to know more information about what is happening, they can go to other sources and to do it.
So we're here at PBS, a very traditional TV company, and I used to be a newspaper reporter. So why is this better than newspaper articles or TV broadcasting?
Oh, well, I would not say it's better.
Okay.
I would say it's different.
It's different.
Right, right. So I think like different formats have different purposes, right? Like for example, like if you are reading information, like what you want is to be like more slow, like reading slowly, like having like process information, maybe more analysis, like what's happening, maybe some opinion, maybe contrast things. So that's another format and another objective, right? Like TV, is kind of like in the middle, like try to give you like the most information, but in a quick way. And then illustration is more like this snapshot, right? Like it's more like okay, how can I see very fast, very quick,
at a glance?
Like, at a glance. It depends of when the audience is that the necessity is going to solve the format.
I see. So you're not trying to disrupt us.
No.
Okay. Let's go to thank you. Let's go to the next picture. So this is about tobacco, I guess. Could you explain to the audience what this is?
So basically it's like they are trying like to create like these like new reforms about cannot buy like tobacco if you were born, I think was from 2009.
Yes,
so
I think in UK, yes.
So from 2009 you cannot buy tobacco anymore. And obviously when you see this like news, you start thinking like normal questions, right? Like where is this happening and what it's about and how it's going to work and that's that kind of question. So the illustration is trying to focus into that to answer like the common questions when you hear the news. You start asking yourself like where, how, why, what's going to happen, right? So obviously you can put like more text here, or you can use like try to saturate with information. But the thing is that we want that people with this snapshot, it can tell us like, okay, I can see quickly what is this all about. And again, like if I am more interested about the news or the topic, I can go deeper with the information.
Very interesting. So let's show one more. So this is a video.
This is animation. This is animation, and so this is like a funny one because it is about how to do this maneuver, the sandwich maneuver. In here, obviously, you can do like maybe like a comic or something like we have seen before. But here, I think the animation is bringing something more, right? Like first, it is faster, and then you can add like this kind of humorous things.
So this is for a person who has some food stuck in their throat.
When you choke, if somebody starts like choking with the food, you basically do this maneuver, pop, and the person can like expel like the thing that is choking.
I like the animation. It's very cute.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So so this is like the kind of things like when we think like animation and visuals, and you say something important, right? Like and we are discovering this more and more now in Japan. Like animation is not only an illustration. It's not only about deliver faster. It's about creating connection, right? So that's something that is also important. How you create connection with the content.
So final question for the part one. So will AI replace your job? Because maybe AI can create a similar animation or similar illustration.
Yes. So the answer is I don't think so, right? There is like obviously not a certainty on anything, but I think, and this is like very interesting, right? Like, I think like we are right now in this moment of oversaturation of information, right? Like there are too much information out there, too much content out there, like tons of videos, tons of images, tons of text. Like now we are creating more content with AI, right? Like it's like there are like so much content out there. Like, so I think people out there, they don't want more content, right? Like I think we tend to blame like younger generations, like oh, the attention span is so low, but I think it's just brain in survival mode, right? Like there's so much information that you cannot just process everything, right? So I think like in this context, like of overproduction of content, is not about the production or how fast you do it. It's about, again, the bond, right? Like the emotional connection you have with something. Yeah, you can create like nowadays an image on an AI, and you can create a person on AI, and you can create like a song on AI, and you can create these formats on AI. But you don't have like an emotional connection on that. It's just a tool. It's just giving you like something. But when you create the emotional connection, right? Like there is only one Ryan, right? So the people of your audience, they want to connect with Ryan. They are not looking the program just because of the information
or the illustration.
It's
a human touch to it.
Yeah, they are trying to connect with something or someone out there. So I think like in the era of AI, and this like answering your question, the winner is not going to be who creates more or who creates faster, but who creates meaning and something meaningful. Yeah.
So let's go on to the second part.
Yes.
So the second part, we'll talk about how to develop your next big idea. And I think our audience are interested on this topic because they want to create something new. They're asked by their boss to start a new business in their company.
Yeah.
And I hear you have 6 steps.
Yes. Yeah, like this is come from my last book, Creative Process. So yeah, can I?
Oh, okay. Whiteboard. Yes.
So I think before we start like with the 6 steps, we need to talk about some common grounds here, right? Like what is a creative idea, right? Because there are so many definitions about what's a creative idea out there. There is one that I use personally, and I really like, and I say like, creative idea is a novel combination that creates value. So that's like for the very basic definition of an idea for myself is like if you have combination among elements and that combination is novel and creates value, that's a creative idea, right? So let's imagine like we have here like this little fella, right? Like we have like a little human being here, and from here we have like a fish, right? Like a little fish here, right? Happening here. Oh, thank you. And we have here the fish.
You're writing kanji.
Oh, kind of, yeah. Thank you. So, what will happen if we combine these 2 elements, right? Like what happens if we combine like a human being with a fish? Well, it happens to be that humanity did that like thousands of years ago, and we create like a new mythological creature, and it's a mermaid, right? So we have mermaids here, right? So you have the mermaid here, and you have a mermaid, right? And I love that in Japanese is basically putting 2 kanjis, and you have mermaid.
Ningyo.
Yeah.
Right.
So what we did here is that we took 2 elements and we combined it to create a new one. The very interesting thing here is that this element now can be combined with other things to create new things, right? So for example, now what happens if we have like here like a little princess, right? What happens if we combine these 2? Well, we have the Little Mermaid, right? And now we have this story about this princess that is like a mermaid.
Yeah, Little Mermaid. Yes.
The Little Mermaid,
Yes.
yeah, basically. And I also love that in Japanese, it's just basically the kanjis happening here, like this one, right?
Yes.
So it's this.
Wow, 人魚姫.
人魚姫. Hi. Right?
Yes.
And see how we start like creating like kind of
Yes.
something happening here. And then we can even take that and take it to the next level and say like, but what happened if the Little Mermaid was now created by maybe which says Studio Ghibli, right? So what we have a little Totoro-san here.
That's Totoro.
Totoro-san here, like with the umbrella.
Wow, yeah. You are a great illustrator.
No, this is like
Okay.
hideous, right? And we have like we have a Ghibli here.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what happened if we combine this? We have Ponyo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have Ponyo.
Ponyo.
So you have Ponyo, right?
Right.
So see what's happening here, right? Like we are creating, and of course, this can go and on and on and on and on and on, and you can combine these and create new things, etc., etc. So this is basically the principle of combination of a creative idea. So we take elements, we combine those elements, and those elements create new things, and then we use to combine new things, right? So how this is going to play into the business strategy? So now that we have the principle, we can go with the 6 steps. So first, see this whiteboard, right? Like it's so huge. This is a universe of possibilities. And the problem with that is that if you are in a universe of possibilities, you can get really lost, right? Because it's like, okay, where should I go, right? If I say you right now, like have a creative idea, it's like, about what?
Yeah,
right?
it's too vast. No, nothing. Yes.
Exactly, because it's everything and it's nothing. So the first part, you need to define the problem, right? You need to define what you want to do. You want to put a boundary here so you can start like having like a north of where to move. So the first thing you do is you create, basically, you define the problem, right? You define what you want to create. For example, like if I say like I want to put a restaurant, so that will be my definition, right? Like to create a new restaurant.
I see. So you're defining the problem or the challenge you are trying to tackle.
Exactly. So I want to create a new app. I want to write a new book. I want to create a company about some technology developments, right? So you are defining the problem, and with that, you are closing your possibilities, right? So
Got it.
That's so important, because if you have like everything to go, you can lose yourself. So that will be the step number 1. Now, step number 2, like we need some research, right? Why we need research? Because as we see in the example I was giving with the Little Mermaid and Ponyo, creativity is about elements being combined, right? So right now here is very empty. I need elements to combine, right? And how I do that? Doing research. What I'm going to research, what things already exist in the thing I want to create, right? So I want to create a new restaurant. I need to know what restaurants are right now happening there. Like which ones are successful, which ones are not successful. Like if I want to create an app, I need to know what apps are there. If I want to create a video game, I need to know what video games are there. If I want to create a YouTube channel, the first thing I need to do is to know what are the other things already existing, right? What I'm doing here is I start adding elements into the thing, right? So this is funny because people sometimes think like, creativity is just about sitting in front of a computer and waiting the like
something to come to your mind.
Exactly,
yes.
like the inspiration.
Yes.
But in creativity, like I think like inspiration doesn't come. You need to create the inspiration, right? Like and there's a reason why people who do YouTube content watch a lot of YouTube videos, and writers read a lot of books, and business people know a lot of business, right? Because they know they have a lot of references, right? So okay, now we have these like points happening here, but again, like if I just do this, I would do the same, right? Like that would not be innovative, that would not be creative, because it's like what we need, and is step number 3. Step number 3 is we need to discover.
Discover.
Yes. And we need to explore.
Explore.
Yes. So what we want to do now, we want to bring elements that maybe are not related with what we want to create, but are going to give us these interesting connections that are going to create something new, right? So, okay, I'm talking here about creating a new restaurant, but have you seen what are the restaurants that are happening in India, and the ones happening in Mexico, and the ones happening in Australia, and the ones happening in Myanmar? And have you seen that business model that this sneakers app is using for delivering their sneakers? And do you see what these other tools are being used now for creating content? So what we start doing is start gathering things that doesn't have a relation with this, because this is where creativity is going to be. Not to connecting these 2 points, but by connecting these points, right? So we are start like exploring and try to find different things that are not related to this, but that can give us like more elements to combine.
Awesome.
Okay. After that, very important.
Okay.
We need to rest. This is not a step, but this is part.
You need to rest.
Okay. You need to rest. You need to rest. Because people forget about this too much.
Okay.
We are in the rush. We want to create a big thing. But we forget something really important, right? Like there is like a reason why all these mythologies about creation, like Newton under the tree with the apple and thinking. It happens when he is relaxing under a tree. It's not happening on the studio or at the university, right? What happens when we rest is that our mind have this, but we have rigid connections, right? Like we are thinking 1 + 1 is equal to 2. A and B is equal to C. These connections are rigid. The bonds are like really, really rigid. When we relax, these start making like a mushy. It starts like a wobbling. So our brain starts thinking, what about this, right? Or what about this with this, right? So we start making connections, and that's why when we have like an idea, it seems like happening from nowhere, right? Like you're just walking, wandering, or you're just having like taking a bath, like in an onsen, and suddenly like I have an idea, right? That aha moment is that your brain that is relaxing is start like making the combinations and start thinking in new things, right? So that's why rest is important.
Okay,
it's important, but you have to be always like researching, exploring, resting.
And rest, not rest first.
Exactly. No.
Okay.
You need research, explore, and rest. Research, explore, and rest.
Okay.
And what's going to happen with this, as I put, is gonna start like having like ideación would be in Spanish.
Ideación.
Right? Yeah.
Which
like,
means
to think ideas.
Think. Okay. Think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that will be like, I think the closest will be like a combination.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Combination. So is what is happening, right? For example, it's like we were talking about that, right? It's like, oh yeah, so I'm thinking about a new Japanese dish, right? And we have here tacos, right? And it's like, what if I combine these two cuisines, right? Why if I combine the Japanese cuisine with the Mexican cuisine?
Oh, okay.
What can go up there?
So
right?
New tacos.
New tacos or new something.
New something.
Here.
Okay.
Or new tempura.
New tempura.
With
okay.
something here,
okay.
right? Like this was actually what happened with Pictoline when we create Pictoline. Like if I put the thing of I want to create a new media. new media.
So that was your definition. You wanted to create a new media.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So what I did in 2014, 15 is like I started like seeing, okay, what is the digital media that is nowadays existing, right? And you start putting like names that are happening here that are really creating, right? But I start thinking, have you seen how when people publish like some very funny cartoon, like a lot of people share this? And have you seen that when people see like a very funny animation, people start sharing a lot of this? So it's like, you have animation, you have illustration, and people seems to connecting with this like really, really, really good. And here you have like a digital media. So what if we connect this?
That's an aha moment.
That's an aha moment, and that's Pictory.
Pictory. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's how it works,
Okay.
right? Of course, we now have like an idea that you tell your friends, like in the conversation. I have this idea about a media that creates content through animation and illustration, but you need to prove, you need to test,
Yes.
right? So you need to test and prove if this works, right? Because you don't know if it's going to work, but you don't know if it's not going to work. And I think that's a point that people sometimes, they have the idea, but they don't dare to prove it, right? Because they are afraid to, what if it's wrong?
Or, yeah.
Why if this doesn't work? Or why if I fail? Or why if nobody likes what I'm trying to do? The problem with that is that ideas that are not existing in the real world doesn't have any value, right? The only way an idea has value is if it exists. So this is the part like you need to put and says like okay, I'm going to do like a very, very cheap test, right? Like how can I try this idea that I have in the fastest, cheapest way possible, right? So that way, if I find, this is something people is really liking. Maybe I start like making something more about this. You know what? Nobody cares about it. It sounds good when we were talking about the idea, but we try it and people didn't really engage with that. And maybe we can have some lessons here. So why people don't connect with that? It was because we were using this style of animation that maybe is not quite suitable for the audience, but what if we try with another kind of style and we can try the idea again, right?
Okay.
And finally,
Final step.
Step is to do. That's
Do,
it.
okay.
Like
Okay.
that's it. I think that's the message of this. Like if you really want to know if an idea works, the only way to do it is by doing it.
Great.
Yes. So that's it.
Great.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Great
much.
lesson. Okay.
Thank you so much.
By the way, I liked your lecture. It was very exciting.
Thank you so
I
much.
learned
Thank you.
much.
Yeah.
So my quick question.
Yeah.
So from 1 to 6, do you think we can have ChatGPT or Gemini do this for us? But do you think it's important for a human being to follow all steps?
I think like like this is like a very interesting thing, because I think like AI, like, and with AI obviously we're talking about more like LLMs, right? Like you can use that for the research part, right? Like maybe it can give you like okay, tell me what are the 10 applications that is happening now, or tell me about what is this restaurant doing right now. So I think for the research part, maybe AI can be useful. But I think that's the very, well, for me at least, like a very interesting part is that these combinations, obviously right now we just did it like a very abstract and it's like an oversimplification. There's more happening there. But we are forgetting something in these ingredients we were talking, that is also our ingredients, like we as a person, right? Because in these ingredients is also my culture, where I'm coming from, my life experience, what things I like, what things I care, right? The same way you, like idea that Ryan has and an idea that Eduardo has would be different, because our context, our cultures, where we're coming from is different.
That's true.
So I think that's the part that I always say that AI is more teaching us about why humanity is so special, right? And it's because of that, because we are discovering like ideas is more than data. Ideas is putting ourselves into the idea, into the combinations, And I think that's why when you find an idea that you really like and really resonates with you, it's not just because the things you are combining outside, but the things from yourself that are coming into the equation. So yeah. So but you can obviously use for some things to optimize things, but I think at the end, because it's about you, you don't replace yourself from the equation.
True. And I think only human beings can rest.
Yes.
And by saying rest, I think humans are thinking while you're relaxing.
Yes.
And AI cannot do that because if you stop giving the prompts, they'll stop thinking.
Yes.
Or if you turn on a computer, they'll stop thinking.
Yes. And humans we are the only ones that play.
Yes.
So that's also important. That it's part of rest. Yes.
So the final part, what's next for Pictoline? So you're launching a Japanese edition. What are your dreams? What are your future goals, vision?
So right now, like as I said at the beginning, like I think something that we are learning, or at least myself, I'm learning about Japan, is the importance of creating an emotional connection. I think maybe in 2015 when Pictoline started, it was more about delivering information. But I think now with all this ecosystem and all we are talking, I think now the relevance is going to where your heart is, right? Which one you are having like an emotional connection. That's where the relevance is really going. Not who is telling you the information in a quicker way, but which person or entity you are connecting. So that was like a huge revelation for us here in Japan. So what we are trying to do now is to use image to create like this emotional bond, this emotional connection through characters, through IP, right? To create these characters that people can start like feel related, start connecting emotionally. And then when these characters deliver information, it's not gonna be just, it's just more information from the internet. It's information from something that I care. So I think right now our strategy is going to be that way. And what's going to happen, I really don't know. Like nobody can know anything, but I'm really excited and I'm really happy to see what things can, again, like form, combine, and being created here in Japan.
That's a great way to end our conversation.
Thank you
so much. で、ワンオンワン以上となります。皆さんぜひチャンネル登録と、あとクロスリングの X のフォローお願いします。あとニュースレターを私竹下と、アナウンサーの篠原里奈さんと、ビジネスエディターの中川さんが書いているのでニュースレターの登録もお願いします。So Eduardo, thank you so much for coming. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes, I want to continue the conversation. Let's go for a taco sometime.
Let's go.
And tempura maybe.
I love that. Oh, maybe both.
Both.
maybe we
combination.
Let's go.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.